And just in case you're tuning in late for any reason, you are now watching Politics still on the Weekend Show. I remain Monday Thomas, and I'm right here with the birthday girl, Lucy. How you doing?
I'm well, Thomas. It's a pleasure talking politics with
How you feeling on your birthday?
Well, I'm feeling fly. It's
All right.
one of the days where everyone gets to be like a lot of phone calls, but we're grateful for life.
All right, let's see what would happen if the party is going to begin right here in the studios. But before the party, we are definitely going to be talking about the political parties here in the country. As the 2027 general elections approach, the ruling party seems to be growing in leaps and bounds as the massive defection looks to be boosting their political dominance. We are here to deepen the conversation and possibly make sense of it, and as well as try to uncover what could be the reason for these defections. And joining us to make sense of the conversation, they say to get the job done in the best possible way, you need to surround yourself with the best people. So Lucy, please do us the honors to introduce the awesome threesome we have in the studios, a mixture of youth and experience.
And we have really lineup of gentlemen in the studio this morning, starting from my left. We have Jason Baba Kwanghe. He is the APC Zonal Youth Leader, Northeast. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy birthday, Lucy.
Oh, thank you so much. And next to him, we have Mr. Igo Akerega. He is a member, Nigeria Guild of Editors. He's a returning guest. It's a pleasure to have you again on the show.
And I hope we eat the rice when we get out of the studio. Congratulations.
Thank you
She
so
definitely
much.
owes us. She's a beauty queen, so
Absolutely.
she knows a thing or two about beautifying the whole place and being her birthday. She owes us some.
She looks radiant.
Oh,
she is,
thank you so
definitely.
much, sir.
All right, time is.
Last but not least, we have Honorable Dr. Silas V. Enumari. Thank you so much. He is a businessman and member House of Assembly. Okay, he's an aspirant of House of Assembly for 2021-2022, Benue State. We welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much and happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
I hope time would help us do justice to this very conversation that was the trending topics over the week, and as we are counting down to 2027. And according to the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohamed Idris, he said on Wednesday that APC in 2026 are looking to claim 30 states, and right now they are already 24. So that means out of the 36 states in 2026, if they are successful in this mission, we are heading definitely to something close to a one-party system. So my first question is, if this goes through, what would be the fate of Nigeria? I'm going to start with the middleman. Kariga, speak to us this morning.
Well, it's interesting. We are living in interesting times in Nigeria. In 1998, when the current democratic process was to birth, I was chairman of the Civil Liberties Organization in Lagos State. I'm the current president of the CLO. Our thinking is that Nigeria should embrace multi-party democracy, and that is how it is all over the world, because the very concept of democracy itself envisages the plurality of the people, plurality of participation, not a straitjacket approach where one political party becomes the dominant factor in the political ecosystem. So what is unfolding in Nigeria today, for me, is interesting. It's just like the economy of the country that has defied all economic logic. When people predict that the Nigerian economy is going to collapse, it survives. So it appears we're having our own brand of politics, and people say politics is local. We'll perhaps not, be mimicking the American-style democracy or elsewhere. So it appears from what we are seeing that, these are interesting times. If the APC indeed, because already it's a dominant political party, it's almost like a one-party state. That is the truth, because where you now have the ruling party controlling the Senate and the House of Reps. And then, of course, you have an omnibus, very powerful president. The Nigerian constitution confers so much power. The Nigerian president is one of the most powerful presidents in the world. And so when you now have the president coming from a party that is also controlling majority of the states, I have my own apprehension, but I think it may be good for democracy, but I doubt, because that is not the idea behind democracy itself.
Mr. Kwange, as a member of the dominant ruling party, APC, what are your perspectives on the matter?
Well, I would like to start by congratulating our very agile and ever-dynamic national chairman, Professor Goshwe Nentawe Ilwada, on the massive success he has recorded in a very short span of time since he emerged as the chairman of our great party. What we are witnessing is nothing short of the result of what he has been able to put in place in the party. We have seen stability, we have seen calm, we have seen orderliness. So it's only natural for him as for members of the other party to leave the chaos, the disorder, the instability that they have been experiencing in their party. I very much agree with my elder brother here, Mr. Igor. The truth is that we need multi-party democracy to survive. They said it's only your enemy that can tell you when your mouth is spelling. And when he tells you your mouth is spelling, obviously you're going to take a remedy and correct it. So I am also an advocate of having an opposition in a political setting. But the opposition should be orderly, should be non-chaotic, should be stable, and should be focused. Unfortunately, what we are having in the opposition cycle in Nigeria today is nothing to write home about. Imagine the oldest political party in the country that was formed in 1998, almost 27 years now. The PDP, the national chairman of the party, is fighting with the national legal advisor. I've never seen this in my history of politics. I remember when Asiwaju emerged as president shortly, and Abdullahi Adamu and the national secretary were asked to resign. The national legal advisor had to go with them because of the closeness he had with these people. The national legal advisor is like the third in command in the party. After the national secretary and the national chairman, they work in unison. They are they are like Siamese twins. They are very close. But in the PDP, we see the drama that is happening in the course. National chairman fighting national legal advisor. The Labour Party, we don't even want to go there. The ADC, it's a sole proprietorship. We know the entrepreneur, we know the owner of the ADC. So there's nothing, we don't have opposition. We're just reaping the rewards of our stability, the rewards of our compactness, and the system thinking of our ever-dynamic national chairman. And I want to congratulate him. You have not seen the Warsaw. Even that 30 governors that the Minister of Information is giving is very conservative. We may have like 35 before the end of this year. It's this bad. But all hope is not lost. We know what happened in 2003 when the PDP had a sweep in the Southwest. Because they have a very, very dynamic opposition leader in the person of Asiwaju, he was able to rebuild the AD to what it is today. AD metamorphosed to AC, to ACN, to APC. So if the opposition are serious, they can rebuild. All hope is not lost. They can rebuild that Phoenix. But as of now, they need to do more work. They need to do more work.
All right, let's hear from the businessman, Honorable Dr. Silence, from a business point of view. But before that, I mean, it looks like the massive defection, which is so rapid, it looks like before 2027 itself, maybe in 2026, we would already tell our president even before the elections because of what the Minister of Information and National Orientation said, saying that in 2026 they are looking to take charge of 30 states. And when that is done, it is as good as done that possibly the next president of Nigeria could come from APC. And we are still talking about Nigeria heading towards a one-party system. I mean, you're a businessman, you know a thing or two about monopoly, you know how it stifles, in this case, power into one place. And it doesn't create room for competition. And this is going to ensure that the ruling party, the one with the autonomous power, would do whatever they want with power. Now, the question is, are we going forward as a country as it looks like we are heading into a one-party system?
Well, I listened to my two colleagues, and it's interesting the way I think people, it's fine when people diversify, I mean, take a look into politics differently. But this is the ball, this is the hallmark here. A person who has done very well is definitely allowed to amass support, isn't it?
Definitely.
So we are saying that this is not the first time we're having massive defections into different parties. There were times when the PDP was the ruling class, of course, and we usually have all of this happening. So people would always want to queue behind where there is success. And so when people are beginning to bring up this analogy right now to say, oh, we are heading towards a one-party system, it's not correct. The ADC is thriving, the PDP is also thriving, as much as every other party that is that is being registered legally in the country. Do you understand? So I'm saying that when you build your house very well, okay, it attracts visitors. So as a businessman, from a business point of view, if you have put together the structure of your business, definitely you will have customers, depending on the customer relationship and all whatnot you have put together.
All right,
The
so
APC
you're saying that the APC have done so well, that is what is encouraging this
and that is why it
defection.
is wooing people, more and more people into the party.
Like the masses are seeing it differently. The masses are saying that this influential politicians or these governors that are moving to APC are ones that didn't do so well and they are possibly looking for refuge under the ruling party.
No, that's not true.
What do you have to say about that?
No, that's not true. Let me give you a scenario. Look at the River State issue. There was almost chaos in River State. And then Mr. President said, no, let's take this route to salvage democracy and to stop all the fighting ongoing there. As we speak, Governor Fubara has been reinstated, and the state is running peacefully. He didn't have to really do that. It's a party tussle. But as a father, which a lot of people look up to, President Tinubu has been building people across party lines for many, many years, if you follow his antecedents. And this is why you are getting all this support from all nooks and crannies of different parties into the APC.
All right, do you have a different opinion?
Yes, yes. I think we must try to locate this conversation properly. You know, I started by saying that the whole idea about democracy is the exercise and utilization of people's power as surrendered to some small set of people. So when people constitute themselves into a political party, the presumption is that they own everything. That is not true. If all the opposition political parties collapse, for example, it will mean that the dominant party will have the people to contend with. It means that, for example, as it is, if the APC controls the entire 36 states of Nigeria, including the FCT, it doesn't mean that they are controlling the minds of Nigerians, because democracy itself, emphasizes choice. That is, people at intervals, you go for election, and people decide who governs them through the ballot. Now, if we are to conduct a transparent and accountable electoral process, it means that it is not just uhuru for anybody who tries to control the entire political, the gamut of the entire political structure and system. Nigerians are not robots. I listened to the young man who was talking about AI and all of that. Nigerians are not robots. Yes, I consider that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is rediverting the country to stability. That is the truth. Nobody can take that away from him. Muhammadu Buhari was a clear disaster. With profound respect to him, he's late now. He should be respected, but he was a disaster on all fours, whether security, economy, even addressing Nigerians. He can't express himself. He couldn't attract anything. He didn't travel anywhere. He didn't go. Anytime he travels abroad, he's sick to go and treat himself. That a country like Nigeria, a very huge country, with massive potentials, that cannot be the kind of that is not what people envisage. Nigeria should be a leader in Africa, a model of democracy that people should emulate. While we are moving towards, I don't like to say it's multi-party, one-party state, the National Assembly, because they are also the ultimate beneficiary of this shenanigan, this mockery of democracy. I see this as a mockery. I have my own political interest, but the truth is that the larger interest of the people must count in a democratic process. The National Assembly must immediately, as part of political reforms, pass an act of parliament to make it impossible, because you must adopt a political ideology. You cannot just say for your own personal convenience. You are elected on the platform of a political party. You look for one excuse, and then you just jump bed. You go to another political party. You have a duty if your political party is going through turmoil, is going through problems. You have a duty to fix it and remain there. But because the law, there's lacuna in the law, these politicians are exploiting it to move around political parties. All of them, they keep moving around as if they're just political prostitutes. For me, I don't subscribe to that. So there is a need for a law making it mandatory for people to remain in their political party. That is how it is. That's the entire model. That's the entire essence of democracy. You can't just be juggling around. Because if we allow them to continue to do that, then we are not going to. Nigerians will never enjoy the benefit of democracy. Because when you mess it up here, you jump to the other place, you say, oh, today you are a saint. For example, some people say, when you come to our party, all your sins are forgiven. That is arrant nonsense. So that is what I think.
I'd like to
so
say,
there should be a law making it mandatory, making it
Okay.
impossible for people to flirt around political parties.
Sorry, just a
Just
minute.
make it
So,
quick.
yeah, so if you understood all he was saying, I mean, it consists of everything I've said. Nobody stays in a house that is falling down. Does anybody stay?
No, why is the
If
house
your house is
falling?
collapsing, do you stay inside? No, you rather go and get safety somewhere.
And then one thing
So,
is,
I know where he's going to, but you see, political parties have undergo crisis per time. And of course, even in marriages, okay, sometimes divorces come, sometimes you reconstitute, come together, and you continue moving. Are you getting it? I
And then
am
you
telling
did
you for a
mention
fact
that.
now that the APC is doing very well structurally within the party, and it is attracting all of these people. And it doesn't mean that these other parties are not thriving. When this defection is happening at the hierarchy of the states, if you go to some of the states, like I'm from Benue State, we have House of Assembly members who is in Labour Party. We have about 10 House of Assembly members who are in PDP. So can you say we are still practicing a one-party state?
The example
No.
you used, the instance you used about a collapsing house, someone should be indicted for it. Maybe your
Absolutely.
engineers,
And then
maybe
that was-
maybe you yourself staying
but
down. You
he's saying,
should have seen the crack.
he's saying somebody
You should
is,
have-
he said clearly that people, the National Assembly should postulate or come up with some policies not to allow people move from
Now,
a
if we
particular
do,
party. And then he also said
if we do
that,
a good analysis on what he's
no,
saying,
he also
I
said
think that
he
could
also
be, that
said
could be a
that
good suggestion.
individuals have the right to delve into any political
No,
party
I didn't say
of their
that.
choice.
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying that people should have political ideology. For example, the Republican Party in the U.S. have had crisis. The Democratic Party have had crisis. The African National Congress in South Africa, they've had crisis. They don't move from, the members of the ANC do not move from there to the Economic Freedom Party, EFF, founded by this radical
They
South
do
African.
actually, because they
Yes,
were all
so
part
they
of
do.
the ANC.
So they don't do
EFF,
that.
Malema was national leader
well,
of the ANC. So it's a breakout faction of the ANC.
Exactly.
No,
Even
but that's a
Jacob Zuma's
political
party
party.
now
Now,
is
so
a
it's not in
breakout.
ANC.
Yeah,
It's not, it
but
didn't go to the
there are
ANC.
three-
He
there are
broke
different
out
forms
and
of
stayed there and
development.
he's staying
There are
there.
different forms of development. You know, we have multi-party. We have like 18 political parties in Nigeria. They have fewer parties there.
Yes.
So there was no alternative for them to decamp to. That's why they came out of the ANC to form their
So
own party.
are you saying that they will move from EFF tomorrow back to the ANC? As you are
I
doing
don't
now?
know.
That is
I'm
nonsense
not
now.
a sayer.
Somebody
I'm not
who's
a
in
sayer.
PDP
But
today
allow
goes
me-
to the
Chief
APC.
Oga
After
Thomas.
some time, you move to the
Chief
to
Thomas,
the
you
Labour
give me
Party.
two
From
disclaimers,
there you
so-
move to. It's not done. That's
Okay,
a
and
let-
then
let's-
there are two disclaimers that I need
that
to
brings
address.
me to my next
Stay with your
question.
party. If the house is
Auntie,
collapsing,
please.
if the house is
Let me-
collapsing, stay there.
let's start with
and do
Bedege.
this.
Bedege,
That's
let
what
me
I'm
address
saying.
two matters before you ask your question. I want to respectfully disagree with my able editor. You know, I'm aspiring to be an editor, so you are my role model already.
Thank you very much.
It will not be fair to the memory of President Muhammadu Buhari to say that he is a total disaster. Just like every other leader, he has his own flaws. I had a cause to disagree with him also when he was in power. But for you to say that he was always traveling to attend to his health matters, it will not be fair to him. We know the effort he put in the Siemens deal. That's just one example. His amiable chief of staff, Abba Kyari, contracted COVID when he was traveling to Germany for the Siemens deal, and he lost his life just shortly after his return to Nigeria. It will not be fair to the memory of these two men to say that they were only traveling for medical issues. And another disclaimer is from you. You said the governors that are decamping to the APC are those ones that are seeking for refuge. I don't know if you have been to...
No, I didn't say that. You can't quote me for that.
Okay,
But that is
you
the-
quoted
that's
other
the-
people. You quoted other
yeah.
people. It came from you. I didn't hear it from them.
Okay.
Let's take, for example, the governor of Enugu State. I don't know if you have been to Enugu State recently. I was there during the NBA conference. I know what I saw. Sir, I don't know any governor that is performing more than that guy.
Absolutely. I agree.
If that man
I agree.
had
Peter
retained,
Mba.
if he has stayed in the PDP, he would still have won his election. But you know what happened in Plateau State, where we lost some of our most vibrant legislators because of the internal party issue in Plateau State. He doesn't want to risk that. He can't remain in an unstable party and lose his election because of court matters. Take Diodiri of Bayelsa State. He was a senator. He's almost about completing his second term. What refuge is he looking for again? We should be very fair to these people.
So it decomes.
They are just living uncertainty for certainty. They are not looking for any refuge. They are performers, they are top performers in their own right, and they have political sense. You can't remain in a party that will scuttle your ambition in the future. Your people will hold you responsible. Imagine if this man wins second term and someone from another party goes and says, they are having issues in their party, they don't know who the national legal advisor is, they don't know who the secretary is, so they are going to throw him out of the government house simply because of an unstable party. These people are just safeguarding the future of their people.
For your disclaimer, and then that brings to the next question. The defections to APC. The president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is president of Nigeria before his duties in APC. So would you say that he has actually contributed, or he has not fulfilled his duties in maintaining the stability of other political parties in Nigeria? And the second leg of the question would be, what would this mean for the elections coming 2027? Because a lot of persons already have apathy when it comes to elections. And then when you now have 30 plus governors in one party, a lot of Nigerians now be like, why would I go to vote when the odds are already in favor of the ruling party?
Well, let me just quickly respond to that. First and foremost, it is not the duty of President Tinubu to go about fixing the problems of other political parties, which they created themselves. If you look at the PDP, for example, how did the PDP crisis erupt? It erupted when Atiku Abubakar insisted on picking the ticket for presidential ticket. When indeed everybody at that point had agreed unanimously that power should even move to the south. People like El-Rufai and all that, who were strong members of the APC, even considered power to the south. At the south. But Atiku insisted, and that was the reason Wike opposed him. And what people may disagree with Wike, but a lot of the issues that he raised and many of the positions that he takes, at the end of the day, it becomes vindicated. Today, the same Atiku has abandoned the PDP now, and he has gone to, coagulate and form the ADC. Or he's now struggling to pick the presidential ticket of the ADC. Now, let me also clearly, maybe a free counsel to Atiku. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that Nigerians are enamored with people like Atiku Abubakar flirting around to become president. I do not think that he has anything new to offer Nigerians. People want vibrant leadership. After Tinubu, perhaps if he does get a second term, after him, I'm sure that Nigerians will be going for a younger person. People, these octogenarians, people like us who are also seeing the better part of our years. The world is moving. Somebody's talking about AI. Artificial intelligence. That's why the world. Most of them cannot even use, smartphones. They press button phones. It's just the kind of leaders that we want to parade around in this competitive global environment. So for me, as I said, it is not the duty. People are blaming Tinubu that is the one creating. He's not the one creating the crisis. Labour Party. Is it Tinubu that created the Labour Party crisis? It's not the one. So we all knew the history of the crisis in the Labour Party. Look at NNPP, Kwankwanso, and all the troubles in Kano State. It is not the president that created all of that. In any case, he is president. If you are fighting, if you by yourself go to a petrol station, buy fuel, put your house on fire, is it my duty? If we are competing for a prize, is it my duty to come and put out your fire that you set up yourself? So Tinubu is simply watching them and looking at how they play their own brand of politics. The president is a master political tactician. Beyond his enormous capacity to understand human management, I think he has a lot of people. Some people have also argued that he ran Lagos State, he should not come and run Nigeria the way he ran Lagos State. But can we, if we are going to be truthful to ourselves, can we not say that? Can we not see a lot of the achievement that is beginning to come out of the policies? Initially, it was very harsh. I felt it. I was criticizing him. I was not happy. But it's beginning to bear fruit. You could see it. You can see it. The queues are gone. We easily forget as Nigerians. Once upon a time, people spent 2 days, 1 day in petrol stations. Yeah, he liberalized it. Now there's competition in that sector. If you have money, go in there and buy your fuel. That is how it is all over the world. But people were not courageous to take those decisions. He was saying, he was, picking out some issues when I mentioned Buhari. Buhari, no, but everybody, we are all humans. We are not infallible. People can force it. But I would have expected Buhari to build a state-of-the-art hospital in Nigeria so that people with similar issues do not need to go travel abroad to seek medical care. Every Nigerian president travels. Even the Tinubu himself travels to France, travels to the UK to seek. What kind of disgrace is that? Can't we sit down? Don't we have the resources to build, like the National Hospital in Abuja? What stopped the government from properly equipping it? Once upon a time, the king of Saudi Arabia was coming to University College Hospital in Ibadan for medical care in the 70s. The history is there. Look at it. So how do we manage to lose all of that? And we start going back to the same people who are supposed to be taking lessons from us. So, in essence, the current political environment needs reform, needs restructuring, such that everybody, every Nigerian will have to be a beneficiary of the political outcomes.
All right, as we look to wrap things up, time is no longer a friend. When I was introducing this conversation, I said that we are possibly looking to find out or uncover the reason why this massive defection just 2 years to the general elections. You said because there is a good structure, APC are doing well, that's why people are envious and want to join. You look to agree to that?
No, I do not just think that because the APC is doing so well, that is why people are moving. Now, people don't like to talk about this. I see what is playing out as the contestation of power between the North and South. That is just the truth. With profound respect to my northern brothers and sisters, anytime a southern president emerges, they throw up all kinds of things to try and disorganize, the president. When former President Goodluck Jonathan, was there, we all saw what happened to him, all the threats and all of that. Yeah, he was virtually stampeded out of power. And with the emergence of people like El-Rufai and other, and I said, we will give you the Jonathan treatment. Who does that? So it is. Tinubu simply feels that he feels threatened politically, and then he's just gone back to the South to rally, to mobilize, to consolidate his political base first, which if I were him, I would do the same thing, speak to the governors and say, look, you people said you wanted a Southern president. I'm a Southern president. I think I need your support at this point. I'm seeing that as an issue that most of the governors in the South, whether Southwest, Southeast, South, where I come from, like my governor, Governor Sheriff Oborewuri, he will win any election any day in any political party. But I'm sure he has seen the reason that, look, most of them will say they are aligning with the center. They are aligning with the center to support the president. Many of the governors have said so. So I think that is the issue here. By next year, 2026, a lot of these governors who are still in the APC are likely going to move to the ADC. Watch out. And that is what Tinubu may have seen, that if they want to torpedo him or sabotage him, let him consolidate his political.
All right, so we're parting. Jason, before you get to what you want to say, let's talk about your disclaimer. You talked about a certain governor.
I have another disclaimer too.
You talked about a certain governor who is doing so well, but he had to still join the APC for certainties, leaving uncertainties for certainties. Yes, is that not an indictment on democracy? I mean, a governor that is doing so well, but he somehow knows, according to you, that it's uncertain for him to still win because he's not playing with the big boys. So are you trying to say that in Nigeria, if you can't beat them, you definitely have to join them?
No,
it
sir. Can't
be.
Let's take the analogy that Mr. Igor
has given. Just make it short, please.
Has given about the house. These people are putting their house on fire. If a father has put his heart on fire, you expect his good and well-behaved kids to remain in the house and get burnt? I gave you the example that happened in Plateau State. Senator Datung Musa Bagos, the Senator Simon Matkom, minority leader. These are guys that were very vibrant in the National Assembly. Benny La, a fourth-term National Assembly member, she had to lose her seat, not because she lost her election, but because of internal party wranglings in her state. That's what is going to happen at the national level if the PDP has refused to put its house in order. Let me address my Oga again. This northern-southern dichotomy that you're saying is very dangerous. We can't use the Jonathan case to judge this matter. Who were the powers that brought Obasanjo to power in 1999? They were northerners. The issue that we had with Goodluck Jonathan was because the northerners at that time believed that because Umaru Musa Yar'Adua died in power and Goodluck Jonathan had completed his tenure, did another one term, it's only fair for power to return to the North at that point. I am a Northerner. This, my brother, is a Northerner. We are not going to support a Northerner to be president in 2027 because it's the turn of the South. If you make it a Northern-Southern dichotomy now, it's very dangerous. Those governors that are planning to defect, Plateau, Taraba, all these names that have been, they are Northern governors. It will not be fair for you to make this in a Northern-Southern dichotomy.
So let me just choose.
Okay. We just have to
Okay. Just
20
to be
seconds.
brief, yeah. He made mention that some of these governors are good, and they don't just want to be found. They don't want to find themselves in a situation where you have not. They don't plan for. This is what it means. You win an election, they go and collect in court because of inter-party wrangling. Do you understand now? So, in a state where maybe the state chairman, they have 2 state chairmen, they have 2 organizing secretaries, and all of that. So anybody who, if you buy or you purchase your ticket under that kind of political party, you go and contest election and win, the opponents will go and collect in court. So these are some of the things, and that's why I'm telling you today that because President Tinubu and the current national chairman has done very well. This is why it is attracting a lot of people back into the party.
All right, that is a very good place to leave it. Thank you, our esteemed viewers, for being part of the show this morning. And Mr. Thomas,
It was a pleasure doing this with you, Lucy.
Of course, there is more coming your way on the weekend show. Don't go anywhere.